Yeah, glitch the guarantee. E&E. Put your boy shit. Glitch, nigga. Shit, I'm about to flood the streets like when the levees break. Criminal minds, my Garcia can navigate. Flowing while I'm blowing this gas. Nigga, no brakes. Niggas not seeing me ever. I mean, no dates. Fuck around and end up gone. You getting misplaced. E&E, the shit that I claim. You dealing with grace. Took over the game by storm like Rain's mixtape. Thankfully, I've been up in smoke like my mixtape. Counting cheddar shit, I'm about to make a grilled cheese. Niggas be faker than bad bitches with good weeds. On my John Wick shit like Keanu Reeves. Replacements won't be enough, you need the whole team. I've been a G since I could finish my ABCs. Kept it a buck so real niggas look up to me. This butcher boy shit get crazy when it's sick of me. I'm coughing out these dope bars till they sick of me.
Can't get rid of me, still can't find a remedy. Still blowing palmers, if it comes to Hennessy. E&E, we own our shit independently. When I go out on a limb, I take extremities. I can see right through them transparency. Heard they self-esteem low, insecurities. Now or never, like glitch the guarantee. What's the recipe? King L's Reflection 3. All these chapters in my life, you can turn the page. Books can't tell you my story, gotta live a day. Glitch got my back, yeah, you can copy that. Man, we control the seat, you can copy that. Leave your whole state red like Republicans. Putting fire on the track, now it's bubbling. Put your boys E&E, you in trouble, kid. At first 100 mil, you can double it.
Let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. Automatic nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Blow sick, corona, jealous in the motherfucker. Can't even take a step, that's how far I trust you. This black boy turned to shining king under pressure. West side fat jacks, I took more to measure. Shave the extras, that's business, starter fees. Street blues, what I talk, royal blood flowing free. Power on my mind, knows the gang is kind. Read between the lines, it was in my eye. If they ain't got real lines, it ain't hard to spot a counterfeit. Undefeated, ultra real, firm, gully mountain shit. Couple hot shots, turn on the frozen margaritas. Even better when it's served with some flawless features. Next year they gotta pay for these flawless features. Flawless victories from the flaws that they teach us. Now my flow imitate how I board the plane non-stop. The little J gon' take over with my time side.
Yeah, I get right to it. My nigga, we beg your pardon. We putting niggas back in boxes. Yeah, they be harder. My flow be retarded. Sick, I need hella help. My groove came back. This must be how Stella felt. We just started kicking it like a yellow belt. We all made it to the pros. This is how LaMelo felt. You better yell out help. Here comes the double team. You catch me in the spot, then you know that the boy is clean. The Louis V look mean with the magazine. So if you try it, you get shot. No vaccine. If you was asleep before I came, then I'm the caffeine. I pulled the jokers out the deck. Yeah, there ain't no laughing. In CEO fashion, we sticking to the business. Wouldn't even let a vegan knock me off my chick. Something about the VVS when the sun is hitting. Should be flashing like the lights when you getting
Let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. Yeah, glitch the guarantee. E&E 2020 got me seeing so clear. Put your boy shit. Lost and Glitch.
You did. Gotta get straight to it, Jack.
You cool, nigga. This is
Boogie Major.
We on the rise now, middle fingers in the sky now. Rollin' hay, so we high now. How we ride now? All coops with the top down. And we listen in the top down. Trees got a whole pound. Real G's when we come round. Niggas know how it's going down. Yeah, we on the up, bitch. Real shit you should fuck with. E&E, throw it up shit.
And we stay ballin', like we sponsored by Spalding. Ball looking for the fall in, soldiers all fall in. And we go all in, while we listening to all in, while you all talking. We smoking and coughing, till we land in the coffin, glitching, nauseous. Yeah, stepping out office. Yeah, it is that bullshit. Kill him in vain, that's vanity. Yeah. Do it again, it's insanity. Yeah. Nauseous a real vigilante. Yeah. Killing these kids, that's plan B. Yeah. Hood is too hot with an antifreeze. Yeah. Blowing on leaves in these planet trees. Okay. Don't break the code, that's family. Okay. We cutting off legs like amputees. My flow is classic, antique. Yeah. Freaking the beat is in Japanese. Yeah. Ever our cook is a masterpiece. Yeah. When money talkers, we Guapanese. Okay. Fire and flame mixed with gasoline. Sick. Passing my sons, that's a legacy. Sick. Study the gang, how they testing me. Yeah. They dropped the ball, man, that's incomplete. Beat them so bad, make them retreat. Yeah. All of these gems you can retweet. Yeah. Play with your boys on repeat. You pay the price with your receipt. Yeah. Below $1 million, flipping it. Okay. Everyday noise get sickening. Trying to flip bills to trillions. Turning these good girls to villains. Lyrics is sick, butcher with shit. E&E clip what we represent. Put it on wax like a candlestick. We moving units and measurements. Cooking it up in the lab. We just performing experiments. Since I'm the bomb atomic, bang. These rappers out of my element.
We on the rise now, middle fingers in the sky now. Rollin' hay, so we high now. How we ride now? All coops with the top down. And we listen in the top down. Trees got a whole pound. Real G's when we come round. Niggas know how it's going down. Yeah, we on the up, bitch. Real shit you should fuck with. E&E, throw it up shit.
And we stay ballin', like we sponsored by Spalding. Poor looking for the fall in, soldiers all fall in. And we go all in, while we listening to all in, while you all talking. We smoking and coughing, till we land in the coffin, glitching, nauseous. Yeah, stepping out office. Yeah, it is that bullshit.
Glitch, nigga, perfected my flow. If I'm on the track, then you know it's a go. The guarantee, nigga, and I guarantee treat the gas like the Clippers, you know I'm a choke. Only exotic when blowing the smoke. No one ahead of me. I got the recipe. Do this shit easily. This is my destiny. Sick throwing lobs. I'm dunking on everything. Niggas is sick, and I got the remedy. What I prescribe is extra artillery. Get in my zone and start going berserk. I'm feeling like Clay when he went off a 60. With the bullshit, swear to God you can miss me. Best friends with the money, Aaliyah and Missy. I come from the bottom, to try me is risky. Throwing this K like that bitch is a frisbee. Real talk, let me lock in, show these niggas what I do. Axe brain, I'll be standing next to players too. Front line shit, nigga, I'm the fucking truth. Top 6 ever of the 5 in my group. Niggas still bang top down in the coop. Put your boy up and we coming for the loot. E&E shit, we the best, yeah, it's true. This the guarantee, nigga, this is what I do.
Yeah. What up?
Yeah.
We here.
Blitz the guarantee.
What's happening, man?
Yeah.
What's the deal, man? What's going on, man? We here tonight, and we're going to get straight to it. What y'all know about neuroparasitology? What y'all know about neuroparasitology? Right? Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. My brother XL Pro in the building as usual. Yiddy. What y'all know about neuroparasitology? Right? This is wild, man. Wild stuff, man. Wild stuff, y'all. Wild stuff, man. How everybody doing tonight? How everybody doing tonight, man? Right? What y'all know about neuroparasitology? Right? Neuroparasitology is a branch of biology that studies how parasites control the nervous systems of their hosts and modify their behavioral patterns. The emerald cockroach wasp. This wasp stings the American cockroach twice, paralyzing its front legs, then stinging its brain. The cockroach becomes lethargic and the wasp lays an egg on its abdomen. The wasp larva feeds on the cockroach while it's still alive. I did a show on this not too long ago, about a few months ago. Not specifically neuroparasitology, but a branch of it, or a branch of parasitical fungi called cordyceps. That's why I got it in the title, hashtag cordyceps. Right? Neuroparasitology is the study of how parasites can invade a host and take over its mental faculties, and so to some degrees allowing it to have control over its motor skills as well. Right? This is also in close relation to neuroplasticity. And I'm showing you these insects because these are insects that have been infected with fungal parasites. Fungal parasites called cordyceps. Right? Well, let me do this real quick now. Right? Neuroparasitology. Right? Neuroparasitology has been going on for quite some time, in real time. Right? They put this stuff in our food. They put this stuff in our water, in the air as well. Right? And what these parasites do is they take over the mental faculties of their hosts, and in so basically hijacking the nervous system of the host, therefore using the host to spread itself. Oftentimes when a neuroparasite infects a host, right, it often consumes the host in the process. Right? And this is how we are being, specifically through our food supply, mind controlled. Right? I know it sounds crazy, man. I know it sounds ill, but the truth is often stranger than fiction. Right? Let's go.
into the intriguing world of neuroparasitology, the study of how parasites can take over your brain and control your mind. Parasites, like worms or fungi, are experts at survival. They've evolved some mind-boggling strategies to ensure their own success. Take the cordyceps fungus, for example. It infects insects and takes control of their nervous system, compelling them to climb to an elevated spot. Once there, the fungus grows out of the insect's body and releases spores to infect more victims. But how exactly do parasites manipulate behavior? They produce chemicals that can mimic or alter the signals in the host's brain. One classic example is Toxoplasma gondii, a parasite found in cat feces. It can infect mice and change their behavior, making them attracted to the smell of cat urine instead of fearing it. This clever manipulation increases the parasite's chances of being eaten by a cat, its primary host. And yes, humans can also fall prey to these mind-controlling parasites. Take the protozoan parasite called
Pay attention to what he just said. These cordyceps, parasitical fungi, right? What they do is they attach themselves to ants. In turn, they consume the ant while infecting it with its spores. It takes over the motor function by way of its brain of the ant, causing it to go to high ground or causing it to go where they know they will be consumed by mice, field mice, whatever. These mice in turn will be infected by the cordyceps. The cordyceps will take over the brain and motor functions of the mouse and cause it to go to where it knows cats and other wildlife and other, let's say, other domesticated animals or other, feline, other, whatever type animals, and it spreads to them. When cats pick up these spores, right, they then spread them amongst each other, right? Now, when these mice get infected by these cordyceps, it's a very weird process. And this is where the term cat ladies come from, right? Y'all got to pay attention to this type of stuff, man. Smash that button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineer. Let's go.
This clever manipulation increases the parasite's chances of being eaten by a cat, its primary host. And yes, humans can also fall prey to these mind-controlling parasites. Take the protozoan parasite called Plasmodium, responsible for malaria. It hijacks our red blood cells, causing them to burst and release even more parasites into our bloodstream. This leads to the classic symptoms of fever, fatigue, and body aches. Understanding neuroparasitology has far-reaching implications. By unraveling the intricate mechanisms parasites use to control their hosts, we can develop new approaches to managing and treating certain diseases. Scientists are studying how these parasites interfere with our brain's communication and exploring potential targets for medication. So, the next time you see a parasite-infected insect behaving strangely or hear about a mind-altering parasite that affects humans, you'll know that the field of neuroparasitology holds the key to unlocking these mysteries.
Right? Neuroparasitology. Right? Right? It's a video game that turned into a TV series. Right? Oh, let me do it like this. We're going to do it like this. And this is why I use this as a thumbnail. It's a TV show out now called The Last of Us. Right? Maybe some of y'all are aware of it. Maybe y'all hip to it. Right? neuroparasitology. In the show The Last of Us, the world was infected globally by cordyceps fungi parasites that jumped and transferred into humans. Now, to date, as far as they're letting us know, cordyceps don't have the ability to infect a human host. If it can infect an insect, it could definitely infect a human. I don't see why not. But in the TV show The Last of Us, depicts the society of when these cordyceps fungi, through neuroparasitology, was turning humans into zombies. And as the cordyceps feed on the human host by way of taking over its neural functions, it transforms the host into one of these monsters you see right here, one of these mushroom zombies, if you would. Right? One of these mushroom zombies. Right? Go check this show out, man. Right? And the reason why I'm showing this is to put in perspective for y'all how they put this stuff in front of us as if it's fantasy, but in reality, they've been experimenting with this stuff in the military and everything. So let's go, man. Let's go. Right? Right? These parasites is all in our food, man. This stuff is very serious, y'all, man. Tap in and walk with me.
Be getting parasites from food. Let me explain. Meat and fish that's never been frozen can carry parasites. So if you're a big sushi eater, just take that into account. Now, I love sushi myself. I also love fish, and eating fish that's previously been frozen will not give you a parasite. Another place where we can get parasites is in raw vegetables. Now, I'm not saying don't eat raw vegetables. Make sure you wash them, but that is a source of where we can get parasites.
Right? Parasites all in our food supply, man. Fruits, vegetables, produce, meat products, processed foods, everything, man.
$3.5 billion people worldwide are infected with parasitic worms. Malaria kills a child every 30 seconds. Entire African villages.
Man, listen here, man. Smash that like button.
Obesity is now the biggest health crisis in the world. For the first time in history, children are facing shorter lives than their parents. We're eating poorly and we're getting fatter. It's a huge burden on the health system. What can we do?
Hi, I'm Simon Gold, and I'm a chef. I've had a life for food, eating, and I have loved every moment of it. But unfortunately, I've become large. So I'm now on a mission to find out, why are we fat?
this series, I'll cut through the myths and uncover the facts about obesity and its effects. I'll talk to leading experts to see what causes the ever-increasing epidemic. And I've agreed to be a guinea pig. Using the latest cutting-edge science, I'll be poked and prodded, weighed and scanned.
Sounds freaky in here.
To see just how bad I am.
It actually says they're obese.
I'll get the latest nutritional advice and be put through the mill of intense exercise. So I can make change and improve my health for good.
It's the last time you get to see this fat body, because now I'm going to be working on it.
All in a bid to find out, why are we fat? When I was a kid, a fat person stuck out like a sore thumb. There weren't fat kids at school, and there were few overweight adults. But like me, New Zealanders have gotten fatter and fatter, and it has happened recently. Most of this weight has gone on progressively over the last 40 years, and now it is a serious health issue.
It's predicted that obesity is going to become our biggest health problem, and it's going to overtake smoking and smoking-related disease.
I better pay attention to this stuff, man. The stuff they put in our food is making us fat. We're being filled with parasites to control our thinking, so we behave in a certain way. Y'all better do y'all's research on neuroparasitology, man. You feel me? Y'all better stop messing with that sushi, man. Right? All type of videos.
Your
man.
food may be making you sick. Parasites hide in undercooked meat, fish, and even unclean fruits and vegetables. Eating contaminated food can lead to severe health issues ranging from flu-like symptoms to neurological problems. If you never want to get parasites from your food, subscribe or follow now.
Right? This stuff is in our food supply, y'all. And y'all wonder why we are so easy to be manipulated by the propaganda they basically force feeding us through the lamestream media. And you wonder why we respond in the way we do, extra emotional. It's because we got these parasites floating around in our bodies, right? Y'all remember back in the day, walk with me, talk with me. Y'all remember back in the day, the movie Star Trek, The Wrath of Khan? Y'all remember? Y'all remember?
Captain Kirk was only doing his duty.
No.
Neuroparasitology, right? Y'all remember that scene? Right? What about this movie from back in the day? Let me get the name of it. I'm about to find it right now. I can't think of the name of it right this second. Oh, I can't think of that movie, man. I'm about to find it right now, man. Oh, yeah, this is one of them from back in the day. Right? Oh, man, what was that movie called back in the day, man? Right? Neuroparasitology. Y'all remember this movie from back in the day? Y'all remember this movie from back in the day? The Foreign Pretty Boy was good, man. Y'all remember this movie from back in the day? The Thing with Kurt Russell in it, I think. I want to say it was Kurt Russell in it. Played the main character about the scientist that was out there in the Arctic, and they came across a parasitical alien life form, and it took over the host and made a copy of the host. That's neuroparasitology, right? I'm trying to think of a movie. It came out in the 90s, man. I can't remember what it's called. I can't remember what it's called back in the day. I cannot remember what that movie is called for the life of me, man. But it was one of those movies that we saw come on TV back in the day. What is the name of the 1980s alien movie where the alien was a parasitical host that traveled from human to human? Not the Puppet Master, not the Thing. Oh man, I can't remember with it. Yeah, I think this is what it is right here. I think I just found it. What was that movie called, man? I think that's what it's called, The Hidden. If I'm not mistaken, it's called The Hidden. Yeah, that's it. This is it right here. Y'all remember this movie back in the day? The Hidden. Come out in 1987. The alien jumped out of the people's mouths into the next host. Had my man that played in Fright Night in it, man. Y'all remember this movie? Y'all remember this movie now? The movie just was the alien just transferring from one host to the next. Y'all remember this movie? Yeah, Khan was that shit, man. My man, they remade it with my man Benedict Cumberbatch a couple years ago. You know? You know? I just remember this was one of my favorite movies when I was a kid. I used to have it on video cassette. I used to watch it all the time. Now that I'm a wiser and more mature man, I understand why I watched this movie so much. This is my sense the Most High put me on this path a long time ago, man. You feel me? I used to watch this movie. Listen, y'all. I used to watch this movie like at least like once every other day when I was a kid. I had it on VHS on my VCR. And I always had a affinity for such things, right? And now that I'm older, wiser, and I understand a lot more things, I really, really understand why I like that movie so much back in the day, why I basically was studying that movie. Because it prepared me for coming across later in my life the science known as neuroparasitology, right? So when you think about movies like The Hidden, movies like It, or should I say movies like The Thing, movies like Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan, or any movie where you see parasites invading, infecting specifically humans, and turning them into mindless, flesh-eating zombies, if not worse. Right? How many of y'all remember this movie right here, The Hidden? Back in the day, that damn alien was traveling from person to person. You feel me? Dope ass movie, man. Y'all ain't never seen it, go watch it. Dope ass movie. Super dope movie, man. Used to love watching this movie back in the day when I was a kid. Right? Neuroparasitology. Right? Another example of neuroparasitology. Right? Hold on, let me find this for you real quick. Y'all peep this and watch this, man.
Toxoplasmosis is a single-celled organism that you might have heard called the cat poop parasite. It's a little tiny microscopic being that cats spread, and cats of all kinds, not just house cats, but lions and tigers and jaguars, spread this organism, and it breeds in their intestines, essentially. All different kinds of mammals can get it, including humans. Once you get it, you have it forever. Basically, you get the parasite from either having direct contact with cat feces or by eating another kind of reproductive mammal, another secondary host. It can cause birth defects and blindness and neurological problems. But it's only recently that people have sort of started wondering about the effects that it can have on adult people. There's kind of increasing awareness that it may lead to certain mental health conditions. It can infiltrate our brains and form these tissue cysts up there. And some scientists think that it may lead to psychological problems as diverse as, rage disorders to schizophrenia. These little parasites, when they get into our bodies, they have these unknown effects, but may destabilize the mental makeup of people who already have a sort of genetic propensity towards schizophrenia. So it's not to say that they think it causes schizophrenia, but if you have in your genetic makeup some risk factors for schizophrenia, toxoplasmosis could be one of the things that sort of tips you over the edge into being an actual schizophrenic. People who have these cysts, whose immune systems are kind of constantly at battle with this parasite, just don't feel well in a lot of ways, and they may get sort of inflammation in various areas of their brain, and that might be what leads to these different kind of psychiatric problems that we see in people who have toxoplasmosis. And that's not to say that everybody with toxoplasmosis has psychiatric problems. It's just that it's like an increased likelihood of having these problems.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Right? You gotta pay attention, man. These parasites is infecting us in more ways than one. And they're having control over our brains, over our minds, right?
We have found the mechanism by which a really common human parasite hijacks the host cell for its own benefit and potentially changes the behavior of the host human that's living within. This parasite lays dormant in 30 to 80% of people. And one of the critical factors for this is their ability to store energy as starch. We've found the molecular mechanism by which they do so in order to establish this infection. Toxoplasma gondii is an extremely common pathogen. In fact, it infects 30 to 80% of people. And we pick it up either when we eat undercooked meat that harbors this pathogen, such as in lamb or beef, or we catch it from being exposed to cat poo, which harbors cyst forms of this parasite. Most people, it's not a problem. In fact, it will only present as mild flu-like symptoms. But it is a problem when you have a dampened immune system or when you're pregnant. There's been a really interesting link recently showing that people that have mental illness, specifically schizophrenia and bipolar disorder, have a greater likelihood to be infected by this parasite. And that is very interesting because the chronic form of this parasite lives within the brain. We've found the mechanism by which it exports its own proteins into the host cell that it's living within. And that is particularly exciting because it infects brain cells, and it may change the behavior of those brain cells for its own purpose. Now that we know the molecular mechanism by which this parasite uses to export proteins into the host cell for its own benefit, and also how it regulates energy storage, we now have the ability to design new therapeutics or a vaccine that could be used for pregnant women.
See? Neuroparasitology. The thing we want to keep focused on when it comes to neuroparasitology, man, right? And I want y'all to really understand this, man, right? A lot of these parasites are engineered, meaning that they are made, manufactured, which means that they're being manufactured for a reason. I dare say that it is a weapon, biological weapon. When we think about biological weapons, I don't want y'all to just think of chemicals that affect the nervous system or the respiratory system or your motor function. I want y'all to think a little bit more wider than that, a little bit more open than that. It's not just that, but think about parasites. And here we have the study of neuroparasitology, how humans, specifically, especially at the top of the totem pole, can be infected with certain parasites, whether they be natural parasites or engineered parasites, AI, right? Artificial intelligence, or like I say, the unintelligent artificial intelligence. It can be used to control and manipulate our minds. Now, how many of y'all ever heard of xenobots? All right. How many of y'all heard of xenobots? So I know about xenobots. Crazy, right? That's what we just watched. Right? Living robots.
As Dr. Ian Malcolm once famously quipped,
life finds a way.
And that's exactly what has just been observed among a swarm of unique pseudo-organisms called xenobots, first developed in 2020 at the University of Vermont. Xenobots are effectively living robots, biological machines designed from the ground up using skin and cardiac stem cells derived from the African frog Xenopus laevis, hence xenobots.
Weird stuff they know about.
The UVM team first spent months running an evolutionary algorithm on the Deep Green supercomputer cluster at the university's Vermont Advanced Computing Core to design and test the various shapes and functions these synthetic life forms might be able to use. Once their design was sufficiently refined, the team took a bunch of individual Xenopus stem cells and assembled them into the approximate shape specified by the algorithm using a set of minuscule forceps and electrodes. It takes around 3,000 cells to make a fully functional xenobot, which can operate for up to 2 weeks at a time using their embryonic energy stores. Now, once these Franken cells were put together, they began to self-organize, using their cardiac cell contractions for locomotion to explore their environment. Researchers also observed emergent swarm behaviors, with groups of xenobots working together to push and gather microscopic pellets into centralized piles within their aquatic environments. Researchers then realized that by cutting out a notch in each xenobot and making it look like a microscopic Pac-Man, the bots could individually collect and shift even larger amounts of pellets using far less energy. This allowed the xenobots to operate more efficiently and for longer time periods before running out of energy and, well, dying. Now here's where things get really wild. The researchers have found that by replacing the pellets with individual Xenopus stem cells, the xenobots can gather enough cells to create a second generation of themselves. Essentially, they reproduced, creating babies that would self-assemble into functional xenobots after a brief incubation period. The UVM team hopes to further develop xenobot technology into something a bit more functional, using them to potentially deliver drug molecules to specific parts of the human body, or having them gather and remove microplastics from waterways. Now, before you freak out, understand that this is not an Island of Dr. Moreau situation. This is not a new species of life that has been created by any means, at least not any more than the cells that make up your immune system are. Like white blood cells, these xenobots are alive in the technical sense, but they're not individual organisms capable of surviving on their own or replicating without outside assistance. Of course, they said the same thing about the chances of a population of all female dinosaurs spontaneously reproducing, and we all saw how that turned out. So,
hold on to your butts. All right, I keep telling y'all, man, this stuff is serious, man. And it comes to neuroparasitology, I want y'all to study that, man, because this is the very science that is being used to discover these robots, these genetical, biological robots, and these parasites, all with the end game of being introduced into our food supply, our water supply, our air supply, in order to change us and manipulate and control our brains. Now think about this election coming up. Y'all got to understand how deep this neuroparasitology thing goes, right? I want y'all to have an understanding of how we are being manipulated on so many levels, right? This is why we be given all of this stuff right here. Right? Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. Right? Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, Jack. Neuroparasitology, that's what we're talking about today. My man, the former pretty boy said, that's why the U.S. has no laws regulating any GMOs and the FDA doesn't regulate over-the-counter supplements. Yes, that's exactly why. We are being purposefully, intentionally, wittingly infected with these parasites. I want y'all to understand that. I want y'all to know that.
Except genetically modified food. You've probably heard the term GMO. It stands for genetically modified organisms. And I've known that, for example, Monsanto, one of our big chemical companies, has been for a couple decades at least now, maybe 3 or 4 decades, working on modifying seeds. And my thought was they were wanting to sell more Roundup. And so they modified these seeds so they were tolerating the Roundup. Everything else in the field would die and their crops would grow beautiful. And I thought, well, this is not a good idea that we're putting Roundup, a herbicide, pesticide, on our crops. Somehow this can't be a good idea. What I've come to learn is that, folks, this is a lot more dangerous than just having crops that can tolerate Roundup, which in and of itself, any herbicide in our diet, in our food chain, is not a good idea. But what's happened is they've modified the biggies in the United States. Let's just start with that, for example. Here in 2013, 85% of corn, 91% of soy, and 88% of cotton are genetically modified. That's
genetically modified, man. That's meaning it's a high potentiality that these genetically modified organisms have parasites in them. Exactly. We're the only country on earth that doesn't regulate this stuff. And it's sad because we used to. But now you got companies like Monsanto, you got companies like Abbott Industries, you got companies like Johnson & Johnson, all these chemical companies, all these companies that produce genetic modified organisms or synthetic organisms like parasites that be in some of these foodstuffs that we buy. I'm going to go as far as to say that all processed food, especially if it comes in a box, is definitely filled with parasites. Oh, it's in all the sodas too. Right? Amongst other things. They feed, when we drinking soda, you drinking a cocktail of parasites, genetically modified organisms, and just chemicals that's just destroying your immune system. Everything. That's why I don't drink milk anymore. I'll stop. I don't even realize how I drunk some damn milk. I don't even eat cereal anymore because you have to have milk to eat with cereal. And I don't like almond milk or none of that nasty shit, which I'm pretty sure has parasites in it as well. Let's go.
Basically, if you're not eating organic, your corn and your soy is genetically modified in this country. You understand all GMO has been banned in Europe, and that's been for, I think, since 2003. They figured out that this was a huge disaster for health. But in this country, we continue to have genetically modified foods pervasive throughout our food chain because corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, soy products, soy proteins, if you're buying anything in a bag, a box, a can, you probably are eating genetically modified food. Now, over the decades that they've been testing fields of these genetically modified crops, it's interesting to note that, for example, in the soy fields, if there's a field of genetically modified soy and a field with regular soy, geese who fly through these fields through the Midwest will not touch the genetically modified soy. Farmers have found the same thing holds true for cattle, hogs, elk, squirrels, mice, even raccoons. If given the choice, they will not touch the genetically modified food. They will go right over to the field or the feeding bin that has the regular seed, regular corn, regular soy, whatever it may be. In fact, when they came out with genetically modified tomatoes, which is one of the first genetically modified foods, the rats who ate it, well, first of all, they wouldn't eat it unless it was the only thing. And even then, they had to tube feed these rats. And 7 of 40 of them died. Nevertheless, it was initially approved for human consumption. This is the challenge we're having. BT corn, same problem. Chicken who ate BT corn were dying twice as fast as those who ate regular corn. So how do they modify these genes anyway? What's this got to do with, a problem in our health? They actually blast genetic material from a different species into the genes of the corn or soy or whatever they're working on. And what really distressed me the most was to learn that actually, I've known this, at the cellular organism position, take bacteria in our gut. Now we have billions, if not trillions of bacteria in our intestinal tract. These single-celled organisms can transfer genetic material. This is something that happens all the time. So
corn in everything. Look at all your foodstuffs. Anything that comes in a box, your potato chips. Right? All of this stuff has parasites in it. Right?
We're talking about chemicals in our environment and our food, particularly a chemical called glyphosate.
Well, I think this is a really important.
Glyphosate.
important issue just about the issue of real scientific scrutiny and what's fair research, because in most studies you're supposed to financially disclose and you're supposed to publish the article and the data as it is. And we have seen in history, not just pertaining to this case, but other cases in which people have defrauded data and made.
Right. Speak on what my brother, the former pretty boy, just said, right? Right. How many of y'all know that there's a certain level of contaminants they allow in food? How many of y'all knew that? How many of y'all know that there's a certain amount of contaminants that is allowed to be in our food? Right? What that damn list that? Like, for instance, there's a certain amount of insect legs. There's a certain amount of larvae. It's a certain amount of insect eggs, insect legs, body parts, certain chemicals that they are allowed to be in the food because just the simple fact of the processing process, there's insects and such. How many of y'all knew that? Yeah, Popeye slaps, man, but y'all gotta stop eating that stuff, man. I don't eat, man. Listen, for me to eat some fast food, I have to be on the road and hungry. And even then, like I said, I just learned to start being disciplined to avoid from having to stop and eat any of that crap. You know, I sit up there and keep fruit. I keep fruit on me, man. When I'm riding around, keep some apples, some oranges, some bananas. You know, talk about. I try to eat as many vegetables and fruits as I can. The stuff is literally in everything, right? I'm talking about anything you eat that is processed, that comes in a box or a package. I'm going to tell you right now, more than likely, it has parasites in it, right? And through the study of neuroparasitology, these scientists have figured out how to control us psychologically through our food supply, causing us to behave in a certain way, to respond to stimuli in certain ways. And the age-old example is the old cat lady. When the cat eats the mouse that is infected with cordyceps, or whatever they said whatever they said that parasite was that be in mice. So when the cat eats the mouse and craps out the mouse after it eats it, its feces has the parasites in it, which then spread in the house to the cat lady, causing her, right, to be infected. And what it does to the cat lady, when the parasites get inside the cat lady's brain, it causes her psychologically to want to get more cats. And she'll then infect these cats by breathing on them because now the parasites are in her. And that's the reason why you see some old ladies with like 50 cats in their house. It's the parasites, man. So if you see a chick, an older lady with a lot of cats, or anybody with a lot of cats, they probably have a brain that has been totally consumed by these parasites. Now, what y'all know about that? That's wild, right? Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. Right?
Toxoplasmosis is a single-celled organism that you might have heard called the cat poop parasite. It's a little tiny microscopic being that cats spread, and cats of all kinds, not just house cats, but lions and tigers and jaguars, spread this organism, and it breeds in their intestines, essentially. All different kinds of mammals can get it, including humans. Once you get it, you have it forever. Basically, you get the parasite from either having direct contact with cat feces or by eating another kind of mammal, another secondary host. It can cause birth defects and blindness and neurological problems.
Right? I wanted to show y'all this again to put in perspective for y'all where we get the term the cat lady from. It's not that the cat lady is crazy, right? She's just been psychologically taken over by parasites, right? Neuroparasitology, right? Neuroparasitology. You did. I'm telling y'all, man, this stuff right here is serious, man. Y'all need to look into this, man. It really puts in perspective what you put in your body as far as the food you eat. And I'm the same way to form Pretty Boy, man. I'm slowly but surely, I'm weaning myself off of eating. My plan at the end of this year is to go completely pause meatless, man. I'm not eating no more meat, no more chicken, no more fish, no more nothing. Our food supply is too contaminated, man. If you ain't growing it yourself, or like you said, getting it organic, 9 times out of 10, man, we eating some tainted food, man. You know, it's a hard pill to swallow, man, for real, because, you know, a lot of us just simply can't afford to eat healthy, right? And this is why they're making it illegal for us to have gardens and stuff like that, man. Y'all heard about that? This is all connected. This is to prevent us from growing our own food source, right? We got all type of farmers markets around here, and I'm very thankful and appreciative of that, because these big box stores, man, I'm telling y'all, man, they killing us slowly but surely, man. They offing us, man. Right? Through the food supply. You know? Through the food supply, they are, I'm talking about destroying us. Right? You feel me? And this is how they doing it, man. Putting this stuff in our food supply. You know what I'm saying? This stuff then infects our brains. It takes over our psychological faculties, right? Y'all remember the oh my God, man. Just like I said, I showed, all the movies I just showed y'all from back in the day, The Hidden, It, you know what I'm talking about? Movies about aliens infecting us. You know what I'm saying? One of the most famous movie franchises. You know what I'm saying? Right? Right? We got the franchise right here. Alien, which is another example of neuroparasitology. We have a parasitic race called the xenomorphs. Notice the term xeno, same as in xenobots, right? Which it is said that the so-called engineers from the Prometheus movies created the xenomorphs. Right? Right? Or should I say, the robot android dude created the xenomorphs using the DNA of a xenomorph, not the engineers. Okay. Oh, that's right, he did. I remember that scene from the movie now. He definitely did. And that black goo. Right? Let's go to the black goo. Right? That's the black goo right there. You know? That's the whole breakdown right there, man. Right? That black goo. Yeah. Oh, yeah. David did create. I remember that scene now. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, y'all, man, this is happening on many levels. Many, many, many levels with this neuroparasitology thing, man. Right? And I just wanted to do a show on this, y'all, on live so y'all can tap in. Is to show y'all, man, like how this is happening on many levels through our food supply. They've been desensitizing us and preemptively programming us through the movies. You know what I'm talking about? We got tons of movies like this. You know what I'm talking about? And I want y'all to understand that when it comes to neuroparasitology, man, the fact that they're making this public now should let you know a few things, right? It should let you know that these people ain't hiding this stuff no more, as well as they just don't care anymore. They feel like they're at a point to where, you know, we got this thing in a bag, so there's no need for us to hide in secrecy and operate. You know what I'm saying? We can just operate in the open now. Yeah, and that's why I be doing these type shows, The Foreign Pretty Boy, man. You feel me? That's exactly why I be having these type shows, because I want y'all to understand how serious this stuff is, man. I want y'all to understand that there's a reason why there's so much calamity in the world right now. It ain't just because people are starving and broke and messed up and hungry and all that. I mean, that plays into it, but it's being done on so many levels. And one of the higher levels it's being done on is through neuroparasitology. Our food supply, like I said, our water supply. These parasites are being put in our food. We eat them. We ingest them. They become part of our bloodstream. They go to our brain. They have controlling and manipulative abilities over us, causing us to behave and act in a certain way, especially when we are being subject to so much trauma. Look at the news. And that's exactly what you know. You got one of these days. Eventually, you're gonna have to come to this conclusion. They feel like we ain't gonna do nothing. They feel like we too stupid. Exactly. And this is why it's people like me here putting y'all up on game about this stuff, man. You know, and this is why I say, man, we can't let the unintelligent artificial intelligence outthink us. It's important that we understand in all ways possible how we are being manipulated. Once you understand how you are being manipulated, you can then discover why you're being manipulated, and then you can stop being manipulated. Right? Just think about it, man. Think about how processed food has become so prevalent in the past 15, 20 years. Think about how GMOs have been slowly but surely integrated into our food supply. A lot of these GMOs are made by companies like Monsanto. A lot of these parasites are being manufactured by companies like, and they're putting it in the food supply. And not just our food supply, our pets' food supply, livestock food supply, even in the wood, the forest, the wildlands, as they call them. Right? I'll be sitting here trying to tell y'all, man, we need to be paying attention to stuff like this, man. You know what I'm saying? We have got to understand how we are being manipulated. And once we understand, like I say, how we're being manipulated, we no longer have to continue to be manipulated. Right? Parasites. Right? Parasites, y'all. That's basically what we're being invaded by, being infected with. right? Pay attention, man. Right? Parasites abound in our food, in our water, in our chemicals, right? Y'all remember this scene from Prometheus? Y'all remember that scene from Prometheus right there? That's a fact. All this stuff is strategically being done, man. Now think about the levels of parasites and dis-ease all these illegals are bringing in. Don't you know food produced in the U.S. does not get sold overseas in Europe? Are y'all aware of that? Are y'all aware that most foodstuffs coming out of America is literally banned in Europe? But they over here force feeding us that bullshit. And you wonder why so many weird stuff happen over here, or when it comes to like birth defects and stuff like that. You wonder why a lot of these kids are saying that they're being born fun boys and born fun girls. Neuroparasitology, right? And it's not just the parasites that are doing it, it's the chemicals that's doing it too, right? Chemicals have an ability to affect your body and affect your body in ways that you never thought of, right? Neuroparasitology, y'all. You know, and it was my pleasure to sit up here and introduce this to y'all. I know a lot of y'all probably ain't hip to neuroparasitology. That's how it be, man. They feed us the crap of all crap over here in America. And there's a reason for that, right? Through neuroparasitology, these people have figured out how to keep us under their thumb, under their boot print, right? Under their boot, under the heel of their boot, by slowly but surely infecting us with parasites through our food supply. Therefore, controlling the way we think, you know what I'm saying, how we respond and react to things, because we are being manipulated by parasites in our gut, in our brain, in our body. Think about it. Why do you think there's so many cat ladies working around this joint, man? Hey, man, I appreciate y'all coming out tonight, man. Y'all try to keep these shows under an hour, under 2 hours, hour and a half. And I ain't trying, you know, we trying to not have the shows dragging to 2+ hours. You know what I'm talking about? Unless we like on a Friday night wrap up and we just chopping up about something real serious and this is going good like that, Jack. You know? Yeah, y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I bring all this information so y'all can be put up on game, man. So y'all can make better decisions when you buying food at the grocery store, man. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to make it illegal for us to grow food in our own backyards, man. You know what I'm talking about? You know? And I want y'all to just be aware of how this is happening, why it's happening. Yeah, everything tastes different overseas, man. They don't be putting that bullshit in their food supply. You know? And I want y'all to understand, right? I want y'all to understand how the manipulation is happening and on how many different levels. Right? Because yeah, y'all, man, this is one of the major ways they're controlling and manipulating us without us even realizing what's going on. And we wonder why how so many of our kids is turning to the LGBTQ LMNOP barbecue committee agenda. You wonder why so many people are blind. I'm talking about blindly pledging, holding allegiance to the so-called Democratic Party. You wonder why so many people are just addicted to, it damn near seems like, the so-called current church. Yeah, and you know, California is the breadbasket of America and the world. So, you know what I'm saying? That's one of the main reasons why California is under attack as well. Some of the freshest produce in the world is grown right in California. And look what they're doing in Cali. Or should I say what they have been doing to Cali? You know what I'm talking about? So smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share on your social engineering. Right? Tomorrow night is ladies' night, y'all. You did. And we will be discussing. You understand me? We will be having this discussion. I know I've been putting this show off, but we're going to do it tomorrow. You did? You know what I'm saying? Why is there so much animosity amongst black women? You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna have that discussion tomorrow, man. For ladies' night, we're gonna be talking about why is there so much animosity amongst black women? All right, tap in, walk with us, smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. Yeah, that's why you got the companies like Monsanto out there spreading their Terminator seeds and stuff. Right? We're gonna see how it all play out, man. You know, we're gonna see how it all plays out. Appreciate everybody coming out tonight, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but you right here with me. You feel me? And I appreciate that. I cherish that. I honor that. I respect that. I think it was last weekend, man. Listen, y'all, Newsom is a Rothschild asset puppet, man. You hear me? So, you know what I'm saying? All my people's out there in Cali. If I was y'all, I would just leave. You know, personally. If I was in California, I would leave. I would leave California. Because what's going to happen out there with Diablo Canyon, I would not want to be there. Be the whole western seaboard. Right? Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening, man. We're going to get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody stopping through, showing that love, showing that support. Right? I'm going to leave y'all with this joint, right? I think this joint is very fitting for this end of the show tonight. Let's go, y'all, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share with Sister Engineering, bless that cash app. You know what I'm saying? Support your interest, man. Sit up there, hit that super chat. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Support the show, man. Real ones over here, man. We about, let's see. We about, let's say we about 18 subscribers away from that wow. So y'all sit up there and subscribe to the page, man. Click on the bell, subscribe to the page and all of that. We'll see y'all tomorrow. We're going to be discussing why are black women so have so much, why is there so much animosity amongst black women? Let's go.
Guarantee on the track with me. This is the guarantee. Yeah. We bringing this message to you, fake woke niggas.
I nigga just want pretty boy said he getting up through.
Spreading lies and falling victim to this propaganda. Niggas believe in it. Glitch. Talk to these niggas. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily. So I dance around them like my name was Alvin A. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily. Alarm clock, wake 'em up, time to wake 'em up. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily. So I dance around them like my name was Alvin A. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily. Alarm clock, wake 'em up, time to wake 'em up. I gotta set the alarm, wake you up from your slumber. Avoid and hairy fake woke niggas, y'all just a dumbass niggas. Drop jewels, but people don't pay any attention. Let's be immediately, be the wake up of henchmen. A lot of times these woke niggas be really sleep. Shit, the price on a nigga's life is extra real cheap. Only the real for my niggas, we all only. We made a living eating these rappers, nigga, bon appetit. Yeah, pause. Me and my brethren be down for the cause. We gotta come together and tear down all these walls. And the illusory fault lines like racism and bring back to the woke, just like the Baptist. The congregation spoke. These niggas ain't who they claim to be. A bunch of Peter pop off. Niggas really be lame to me. Anytime you at war, it's gonna be casualties. When we come together, it's easy to beat the enemies. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily. So I dance around them like my name was Alvin A. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily. Alarm clock, wake 'em up, time to wake 'em up. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily. So I dance around them like my name was Alvin A. Fake woke niggas be surrounding me daily. Alarm clock, wake 'em up, time to wake 'em up. Alarm clock to the woke, time to wake 'em up. The main initiative should be to get your cake up. You ain't riding niggas need life jackets to stay afloat. Meanwhile, I'm blowing on gas straight from the Ivory Coast. And every post I be hitting y'all with them straight fast. The smart grid is now here. We gotta face down. While they coming with microchips and vaccinations, fake woke niggas perpetuating indoctrination. This pandemic scam, this was the damn gimmick. Niggas will believe that they mom died if she's still living. Open your eyes, nigga, you can see the lies, nigga. See, we gotta stop letting the blind.
You already know this boy, pretty boy, man. See y'all tomorrow, 9 o'clock, same time, same place.
I'm Neo in this bitch. You want they red pill.